Hi folks, it's Moz and another tool review, or should I say an airbrush and a compressor review. This time from Gaahleri. I have their Ambition series, which is apparently going to be a game changer for those who want to start using airbrushing for their scale models. Before I jump on the bench and open this box and have a look what you're going to get, you will know that I have reviewed a few of these, what I would say portable or starterish sets of compressor and airbrush. I did one about the Revell one that they brought out 5-6 years ago. If you look, I'll link up here or there where I did that review on that setup. You know, basically it came with a small little compressor which had a button, and you had 3 speeds or pressures, and you had what I would call a single action airbrush. So we're going to look inside the box and see what we get from this Gaahleri one. So here's the box. It says new game start, Ambition series airbrush and compressor kit from Gaahleri, and it's saying here changing the game with revolutionary airbrush. That's what it says on the side. Gaahleri logo there, same that side, and then Gaahleri logo here. And on the back is telling you everything that comes in this kit. The air compressor is a Serenair GTS 06, and it's a high power with 7 pressure levels. It meets all your spraying needs. So you can understand the language here. They've used Google Translate for this. Dual air outlets connect 2 airbrushes simultaneously. Compact size, more space efficient for work areas, ultra quiet, creating a comfortable spraying environment. Listen, no dogs, no kids, no wife, no nothing is a comfortable spraying environment, okay? The noise doesn't affect me anymore. Anyway, airbrush classic series CS36. You're going to be getting in here the airbrush, which is a 0.38mm nozzle diameter, perfect for detail and large area spraying. Gaahleri unique 8 micro air channel nozzle, ideal for water-based paint. I believe it's going to be okay for lacquer. I think the reason they put that in is because it wouldn't be PTFE seals. Lacquer, yeah, if it isn't PTFE seals, lacquer could kind of wreck them. Replaceable paint cup, precision machine for easy cleaning. So there you go. And then all the bump there and there. And some information about the compressor. Airflow with 15 litres per minute, which is quite good actually. Air stop 18 psi at levels 1 to 3. Auto stop 27 psi at levels 4 to 7. Rated pressure 15 to 27 psi. It's your average really. You know, I know if you have a tank and everything you go up to 60 or 70, but that's another story. 35 decibels. Maximum pressure is 39 psi, and you have pressure adjustment 7 levels, compact dimensions, etc. Blah 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 blah. And that's the adapter as well. And they're talking to you about the classic series airbrush, which is a dual action gravity feed, which is interesting. But it does come with 1/8 BSP connection bits, and you're getting 6 feet of air hose in this kit. So quite a bit in this kit already. That's it's good. All right, let's crack open this box. It's all cling filmed up, so we'll just cut the cling film off, and there you go. Turn it over, and let's lift off the top opening box. The lid, come on. It's like opening an iPhone, isn't it? There you go. Oh, look at that. So that is quite a big compressor actually. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to be that size. That's relatively quite big. Normally they're about half that size, aren't they? With a little button there. You'll see them on Amazon. Lots of girlies buy them for doing nail art with. There's the power adapter. There is the airbrush. CS36 0.38 needle on that. These are nice. They're not chrome, they're plastic. But they're holders for the airbrush, and you get a cup as well. Quite a nice size cup on that one as well. What say the cup size was? So quarter of an ounce. Is it twist or is it a flick off one? Oh, look at that in a minute. So actually the box is quite nice. Oh, there's your air hose under. That's good. Your air hose underneath. Mine's a bit of damage there, but so what? But it's all velvet lined sort of thing and plastic. Very nice. It's a lovely box, to be honest. They do put a bit of effort in their presentation, so fair play to them on that. Right, let's have a look at the Serenar mini compressor. Do you know, it's not a bad weight either. Right, let's see what weight it is. Let's have a look at the weight. So zeroed it out. What's the weight of it? So the weight is 730 grams, so just under a kilo. If you add the whole lot together, hose, cup, and them. Oh, look at that! Just a kilo, 1,000. You see that? Just 6 grams over a kilogram in weight. So all that together is just under, just over a kilo. Fantastic. So if you wanted to take it with you, you're quite welcome to. Right, that's the cover off. We need to plug him in. Not a very long cord. Must be a meter long. Yeah, just over a meter in cord length. So you've got enough there, I guess. We'll just plug him in. Right, let's plug him in. Which goes there. Bit in the wrong position for me, really. There you go. You've got your 2 ports there. So I should, if you unscrew this one. Right, I've just spent 10 minutes looking for this bloody nut. Anyway, so yeah, there's your 2 ports. You can decide where you want it. So we'll just put it back on here just for now. Cool. Right, and we need to get the hose out. How long's the hose? So we'll go half and half again. How long hose do you get? Right, let's measure out the hose. So you get like just under 2 meters of hose. It's saying 90 there on the bend. So that's just under 2 meters of hose you get, which ain't too bad. Plenty enough that you need. Screw him in, good and tight. Then we need the airbrush. We'll screw that in as well. Screw him in. That's the airbrush in tight. And then these are pretty smart, so you put them in, presume, like that. And then your airbrush goes in there. Ooh. Maybe it needs to go that way. So you got one there and one there. There you go. Nice. So you get your brushes. Right, we need to turn them on, I suppose. So just looking at it, I presume the middle one turns him on. Oh, there you go. Interesting. So that's fully charged now. Push down, you get air. That's hell of a quiet. So this is a dual action one. Perfect. Push down. So basically, it's you, because it hasn't got a tank as such, it's actually using the hose for the tank, basically, because there's air in here. So push down, you get air. Then you pull back, obviously you get your paint. Brilliant. So let's go to, so you've got a button here for maximum pressure or minimum. So let's go to minimum, which is 15. That's cool. That's cool. Maximum pressure, 27. Oh! Hey, look at that. Again, minimum, maximum. Go minimum. And you can up it as well, so you can be there working away and then press this button to make it go 17, 19, 21, 23, 21, 23, 25, and then 27. Oh, there you go. Auto cut off. That's really, really sweet. That's totally different to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be continually pushing air through, and yeah, this is really, really sweet. Fair play. Anyway, to be fair with you, I don't use more than 15. That is plenty. Put the high pressure up. If you want to go big, that's going to push a lot of, yeah, it's going to push a lot of paint through that. Wow. Very nice. And then press the middle one, and it puts it back to 21 in the middle. Well, it turns it off actually. I lied. So the middle one turns it on and off. So that's ready to go. 21. Then press that button, turns it off. Then just give it a little press to remove the rest of the air that's in it. Wow, that does surprise me. I'm actually impressed. I am overjoyed. I really am. Anyway, so we're going to put that in there, because before I start spraying it, it's always good to look at the instructions. Always good to look at the instructions. Let's just screw this bad boy on here. Come on, there you go. That's all screwed on. Right, quick start guide. So we always look at the instructions first. And it's saying here, quick start guide for Gaahleri GTS 06 air compressor set. And there it is, a picture of it in some sort of CAD. Very nice, I like it. Right, loads of warnings here. Attention, not recommended for under children under 13. So if you're too young for Facebook, you're too young for this. Don't expose the equipment to strong acids, high temperature steam, explosive, flammable, blah, 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 okay? The technical parameters are all there as well. 7 adjustable levels, yeah. You need 24 volt, but 12 volt DC is output, 12 volt is fine. Moving on through 240 volt for input output, yeah, I get all that, yeah. So the model for the airbrush CS36, blah blah blah, yeah, we know all that anyway. So they're telling you here how to connect the power, connect to the power supply, connecting the air hose. You could put 2 on here if you like, attaching the end of the airbrush, you know, yeah, and then button on, and then all the pressures. They're really good instructions, don't get me wrong. Gaahleri do good instructions. And then 15 to 21 psi, commonly used for detail spraying. I would go down to 12. I don't use more than 15, 12 to 15. And then, you know, PSI 23, 27 for priming and metallic paint. I get some of that, more like 22. But this is them, okay? This is, you know, we all have different. Then to add your paint, dilute paints to look like milk if needed before pouring into cup. Yeah, not milk. Pour a drop or 2 of paint directly into the fluid cavity to get a better view. So if you don't want to use that, it's saying use the cup, use it without the cup for a better view. And then to begin to spray, push down for air, pull back for paint. And then it's saying here, just pull it back for a fine line, pull it back wide for a thick line. Yeah. Perfect spraying effect, too thick, perfect, too thin, spidery, you know. So dilute paint with thinner, perfect. Reduce air pressure, yeah, I get all that. And then how to clean, basically saying you here on how to clean it, which we'll go through as well. And then how to deep clean it, because you'll say you don't need to deep clean it every time, you really don't. Just use IPA and brush magic, you'll be fine. And there you go, assembling order. Does it actually say what liquid to use though? I just airbrush cleaner, so yeah. So that's it. You've got 6 pages there, 6 pages of English, and you got your German in here, your Italian, your French. So if you bought this anywhere in the world, this guide will get you, will sort you out. But the question is now, how does it spray? Right, here we go. White paper. I use white paper, and I need to find a nice paint. So I'm going to be using Outlaw Paints. Alright, it's a lacquer. I know it's a lacquer, and it says, you know, it's for water-based paint, but most of us use lacquer now, but we're going to use lacquer. There you go. Right, all shaken up. Oh, let's take the cap off. Is it a screw cap on this one, or that's just a push fit cap? Just a push fit cap, which is good. Right, so there you go. We have a bit of paint in the cup. We'll switch him on, and I will put that there so you can see. We're going to do it at 15 psi, and then so we pull back, putting it back, and just air going through. So I'm going to pull back the lever slowly. And try and get some nice, just giving it a dust. So I pull back a bit harder. There you are. So let's try and get in close. I'll give it a splatter there. Let's get nice and close. Whoops. I don't know really. I'm not that keen on this airbrush. I'm getting close. It's not too bad. It kind of loses it. I'm not changing how I'm pressing back. It's just losing. I'm getting tight and I get to that position there. And I'm just doing some random squiggles. And it kind of loses it. It's not. I'm not changing. This is staying the same. I'm pulling back. I'm not pushing the trigger forward. Try again. That's better. Let's do. Let's put it up to 27 psi. Let's really push hard. Wow, that's high pressure. That is. Wow, that's pushed them. That is pushed some paint through, hasn't it? Fine detail. Yeah, I'm not too convinced by the airbrush. But I'm loving this compressor. And that's really the end of the paint, I think. What I want to try and do is see what it's like with a Harder Steenbeck airbrush on the end of this. Just fitting a quick release valve onto the end of the airbrush here. There you go. Switch them on. Nice. Try this. Oh, look at that. I love it. Love it. So I'm using my Infinity now. My Infinity airbrush. Running at 21 psi. Look at that. Nice and fine detail. I'm preferring, so I've just attached my Infinity, so I've taken this off, put the Infinity on, and you can see that it's such a nice airbrush to use. But I'm loving this compressor. Honestly, I am loving this compressor. Loving it. So, personally, I think, I'll just whack this up to 27 PSI. Yeah, this airbrush is average, okay? Infinity airbrush. More control, better spraying. But I am loving the compressor. Not fond of the airbrush, but the compressor is fantastic. Yeah, I would say buy the compressor, just change up the airbrush to something a bit different. And it's not losing any pressure whatsoever. It's constant flow of pressure. Just being silly with it. But yeah, this compressor is great. I'm just not happy with the airbrush. Anyway, so there you go. That's me spraying it. So I've used the compressor using my Infinity, and I could easily use this. In fact, I prefer it. Because how many times when you put your normal compressor on with the tank, it loses a bit of pressure, and you stop spraying, and it keeps on chunnering to fill up the pressure back into the tank. This is using the hose as an air tank. As soon as you start spraying, it makes it, and it's not that loud. It's not that loud. Love it. Well done, Gaahleri. Let me just put this down to minimum pressure, just so I got that to work with. Yeah. Love it. Yep. What can I say? I know I was just saying it's you know, whoops, turn it off. I don't think the airbrush is all that. The airbrush that comes with it is all that. It's good for a beginner. You can get quite a bit of use out of it. Turning back on again. 21 PSI. I've got that going quite far back, and it's not coming out a lot of paint. Let's see how far back I'm getting at. So I've got up to about there, and still no paint coming out of it. I've got to really pull back the lever, and then it's fat. So I keep losing it. It's like it loses its... Whoops, that's a bit of a shame. I am trying my hardest here. I'm pulling back, trying to get it as thin as I can. Let's just go down to 15 PSI. Oh, I keep dropping the paint. I've got too much paint in the cup. It's not as refined, I should say. But I'm loving this compressor. I really am, you know, enjoying it. I really am. Let's just give it paint a minute. Put it back into its bottle. Right, paint back in the bottle. So what I need to do now is give it a good clean out, I guess. Right then, how to clean out the airbrush? Well, quite simply, you've got a little bit of black paint in there, so what I would do is just get some kitchen roll straight in there and just wipe it out first. I think half the battle is the cup, so there you go. See that? Just wipe the paint off there and then just spray through any excess into the cup. That's dry now. So I use IPA in there, a little bit of a blowback. You'll see that it's changing colour. Straight through. I put it at high pressure as well, get the pressure right up. Makes the job quicker. Again, a little bit more IPA in the bottom. Bit of blowback. See hardly any paint coming through now. Blow it through. Then just wipe out the rest. There you are, that's ready for next time. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So what do you think? Well, I'm going to give you my 2 pennies worth, all right? I'm going to be literally honest here. I'm not a huge fan of Gaahleri airbrushes, okay? They've sent me loads. To be fair, the Mobius, yeah, it's a fine airbrush. It feels nice in hand. It's not as balanced for me. They're like with my Infinity, and I keep going about it. It's a lot lighter. This is a lot bulkier. You get instant spray. You push down, you pull back a little bit. The biting point there's more finesse in them. Don't get me wrong. I've used this on 2 or 3 builds. You know, just to try and get used to it, because I think it could be just me. Some people say that it could be that it's the airbrush, that, you know, sometimes the airbrush there seems to be a lot of this pulling back to a biting point, spray, and then you go back to that biting point because you naturally go there and it's further back, and then you let go and you go back and it's a bit more forward. You know, it's very hard to judge. But the Infinity, I know going back just that much, you're going to start getting paint, and the more you pull back, you know where the biting point is. With the Gaahleri brushes, I don't know what it is, it could be me, I've always found them difficult. This is one of their top ranges, and to be fair, it's a good airbrush, and it's you know, reasonably priced. I have their GAHC 98, which I've used for priming. You know, again, you know, you feel it's the weight's at the back, whereas on the Infinity, the weight is more at the front. I don't know, these are just my thoughts on it, okay? This one here that they've put with the compressor, it's all right. You can spray with it, you know. I just don't, yeah, this is a bit clunky. It hasn't got a pinch tip, which is one of the reasons why I like my Infinity. So you can clean, you know, this here you can pinch it clean. So yeah, you know, they don't have them, or they call it a castle nuts or whatever on the front. Yeah, easy to clean enough. I cleaned it up. It's clean now. It's quite nice when it's cleaned. But they call it the classic CS. I'm not overly keen on this airbrush. It's got the features that you want. So if you, if you want to lock the needle down into a certain place, you've got that at the back of it. It's got all your mod cons that you have on a lot of these airbrushes. Cleaning it isn't a problem. You know, it's a bog standard. you know, undo the chuck nut, undo the front, push the needle forward, clean the needle, everything you need to do, then put it back together again in the order it says in the instructions. It's simple, basic airbrush. And I say, I'm not saying Gaahleri off. I'm not saying people use it. I know I've got friends who use Gaahleri and they think they're all right. But I always end up going back to my Infinity every single time for the finesse, and it's just bulletproof. But this is brilliant, honestly. Considering what I use at the moment, this, you know, well, I've got this bad boy here, big tank on it and everything. That is very good. Simple to use, easy to understand. The more PSI you put through, the more paint you're going to zap through your airbrush. I just think they could have put a better airbrush with it. Now, I'm going to keep this next to my other airbrush, my other compressor. I think this is fantastic. I like this. And you know, you've got your 2 ports there, so you can have 2 hoses out. I will keep my main compressor up there. I'll show you a picture. I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. But having this somewhere around, you know, if I need to do something quick or something, this is fantastic. It's not as portable as one of these, okay, which is absolutely fine. But that there, it's got sticky pads at the bottom, so it should just stick to your desk and not move. Well, it does move actually, yeah. You've got some sticky pads at the bottom. I think that is going to be a bit of a game changer. In fact, I've always been a toffee nose, you know, oh, it's got to have a tank. This one doesn't, because it's just, as soon as you click on, off, it's great. Gaahleri, I think you've got a winner here. I think you've got a winner. So at the moment on the Gaahleri website, they're $69.99. Okay, if you use the referral link below and use the code MOS010, you'll get an extra 10% off that. That's on the Gaahleri website. They are available on Amazon, and they're £75.99, and you can get it within 2 days. So you can buy it from Amazon using the link I give below, or go to the Gaahleri website, get it a little bit cheaper. It's in dollars. What's that in dollars? Yeah, and you get another 10% off by using the code MOS010, and that'll give you an extra 10% off, or by clicking the link either, and on the Gaahleri website. And yeah, I do think these compressors are extremely good, very good in fact, and I'm actually quite impressed. I'm not too fussed about the airbrush, okay, but it's worth buying it for the compressor. I don't think you can buy the compressor without the airbrush, but fair play to Gaahleri on that one. Good compressor. I like the compressor. I do. I like it a lot. Anyways, and that's it from me. If you like the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Ring that bell. Click all to be notified when I release a new video. Have you got any questions, any comments? If you do own one of these, put them in the comments box below, because I always reply. And a big shout out to my channel members who help me financially with this channel. If you'd like to become a channel member, just click join below and select which membership tier you so wish. We do live streams on a Thursday just for channel members, and you can be part of that live stream as well. In 3 of the 4 corners, there's videos and playlists of other videos that are on my channel. So if you want to check them out, please do. And I'll see you in a few days' time. Cheers.